This is the National Agriculture Shop.
The young people to grow coffee and to participate in the coffee value chain. The coffee value chain is wide. It's from the nursery, production of coffee to marketing.
They are taking the coffee.
They are taking the coffee.
You also have
Stages of the value chain. So from farm, we tell them that they can actually go into processing, not the whole chain, but they can decide whatever point they would want to join, and then you get the coffee, you're getting more value, and at that point it can actually also be exported. Then we interest them into using different processing methods. Different processing methods create coffees of different prices. When you use wet processing method as opposed to the dry processing method, sometimes you get better money for the coffee.
You will bring the book outside from somewhere else.
literally means we are looking at strengthening the business again.
All over again, yeah.
So when I want to purchase this one, it's how much?
Why do we make that? I need to fly. I'm off with Mitiana. Yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. This way.
As the incubator is on, the incubator, you get the blankets, you have to get the glue. When you get glue, you cut your blanket in the shape of the benzene. When you cut in the shape of the benzene, you glue the blanket in the benzene. As you glue the blanket in the benzene, it will give it a conducive environment whereby this blanket, as heat is produced here, it retains the heat inside. This door here, or this window here, it gives it a nourishment that when you want to check on the temperature inside, you can pass your hand here and see the temperature, whether it is comfortable or not. If the temperature is a lot, then you uncover, you need to uncover and stake. So this is a fan, whereby the fan is used to regulate the temperature inside. The fan provides the nice fresh air for the eggs, whereby this bulb you're seeing, which is connected to electricity, whereby the electricity, the fan, it makes this bulb light. Whereby in most cases we use bulbs which use a high voltage, whereby the high voltage, it produces a lot of heat, which not too much but not too less. So the heat is reliable and necessary for the egg. But as long as you put on the bulb, you switch on the bulb, the heat is required. As it increases, the thermometer is here, it measures the heat. As it is put in, it measures the heat. As the heat reduces, as you see this red line here, if the heat reduces, you see that the red line goes down, and if the heat is a lot, the red line is up.
These are rabbits, and today we came with exotic breeds, different weights. Because these rabbits are very good, they give enough meat, they are expensive to buy. So this one, the old one for 6 months, is around one is around 8,000. This one is 4
You know, they used to tell us that you are for a solid.
So you are not selling it?
No, thank you. I'm good at point. What are you making? What's this? It becomes it creates a cool environment, and then the white color reflects. Very good. So to be very,
Then you wash them, then after washing it, we dry from the solar dryer.
so that they clean those.
But spoil the irrigation system. So we came up with a machine that has heating elements in front. It has heating elements in front, and even behind it has a fan. Now what do these heating elements do? These ones produce the heat, and this fan behind is the one that circulates the heat into the farm environment. So on this same machine, it has a bulb.
It is safe. Which school is this?
General schools. So on this same machine, it also has a bulb. This bulb helps in light production. Instead of installing the bulb out, this machine is multi-purpose that it can produce heat events and show light. Now, some people cannot afford electricity. That means this machine can also build a solar system. So you put up here a small system. This is the solar panel. So if I put it in the sun, that means this
Which will be enough even for the heat.
that means you need a solar panel. This one is just something to show. Now these are the batteries that will show. These are the batteries that will show at the moment.
But how much power does it? You bought a drone and then you modify it?
No, we get these plastics. So that because these are light things, we cannot make them by ourselves. So we make a plan on a paper, we give them to someone who can.
So you have made the whole drone?
Yes, sir.
The whole of it?
Yes, sir.
What about the other one?
This one, this remote you buy, then you program it according to what you want.
Or you buy it, then you program it?
Yes.
For controlling the drone.
Yes. Now,
the easy point is clear. Your point is very clear.
okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We have here, let me start with the food service.
So in the brief,
We have this tree. So this is these fruits. And these fruits, they are used to manufacture oil.
Ladies and gentlemen, through the Honorable Minister, who is our chief guest today, I want also to take this singular honor to inform the Minister of Agriculture that this agriculture sector in this country, fine, it is being supported by government, because I've seen very many programs that government is undertaking to improve agriculture and majorly to make agriculture more commercial than it has been before. Because you remember, some of us, we are coming from these peasant families where we have seen our parents practicing and engaging in the indigenous way of doing farming. But now, as we were inspecting the exhibitors and the stalls, I was really very impressed seeing the young people coming up with innovations and technologies that we really need to develop the agriculture sector. Therefore, Minister, I want to request you that since you are the line minister, you should take on this to develop the skilling of agriculture from the grassroots. Because I can see, I saw machines that can make work very easy, but with skills from our very own children. So this is what we should take on, because even in the other countries that we see that they have taken off economically, countries like in China and other big economies today, they have actually engaged in these kind of technologies. The other issue I would love to talk about, Honorable Minister, the government is undertaking the program of parish development model, whereby we are only talking about issues to do with money economy. But I would also request to propose that matters to do with the parish development model, they should be inclined in agricultural programs, because most of our people are just waiting for money to land on their phones, and then they go and spend the money the way they want. Because most of our people that we are talking about, the 39% that the government is looking for, most of them are just sketching proposals on how they want to use the money, but they don't have it in their brains. So if we could encourage our people to engage in agricultural programs and agricultural practices, I think we can make better use of this money. Because I saw these technologies these younger kids are exhibiting, if we had our people trained in such skills, they can make use of this money. I don't want to take a lot of time. Agriculture show, stay in Jinja, because I've heard rumors that there are some very brave people who are really proposing that they should shift this agriculture to other places, like Kampala. We don't need agriculture shows in Kampala. Kampala is majorly commercial. We should leave Kampala with its commercial. And the Uganda National Farmers Federation, that we have just got an engagement a few days back, yet we need to work together closely so that we can protect this land. This land is under a big threat. I think if you can look around, you can see that it is being eaten up. I can see some eaters of land taking it slowly by slowly. So government should help us to protect this ground, because it has been here for years and we have been coming here for this particular activity. We need to keep it for more years to come.
There, Mr. Kirabira, the chairperson, and the others. You're very welcome. Thanks for this support. This is Pinko Junior.
Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of State for Agriculture. My speech was made by the young Turks that have just left the platform through their poem. So I am going to list a number of issues that I will ask for us to work together to ensure emitemto efuke chibira chenja, as they say, they become the future, which you also summarized in your remarks when you entered this platform. So I have 9 points and one extra which becomes the 10 points, not the 10-point program. But I also subscribe to the 10-point program. The first one, Honorable Minister, is to thank you and your team at the Ministry, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, for your vision and guidance over establishing this particular platform where we are going to nurture the young trees to turn into the forest of tomorrow, supporting the backbone and the neck, because it's not only the backbone of the country, but it is actually the neck that even turns the head of the country. Because without agriculture, we can't exist. Because agriculture gives us the foundation of our own existence, but also the foundation of our economy. So we thank you for support of this platform that you have continued to guide. And specifically, thank you, Honorable Minister. Let it be on record. The first edition, you were with us. The second edition, you are with us. Is it coincidental or it's your commitment? We thank you, our friend. For I said, I apologize if I breach the protocol by calling you our friend. Thank you so much. And we thank you with the team you have come with here. And the Minister of Education, particularly my elder brother here. For him, he took the idea of the Bachiga too far because he is a mountain mover. Thank you very much, Mr. Mountain Mover. Especially when it comes to mobilization and organization. I don't know for us in the Yellow Territory why we have not, I see you in black and white, why we're not picked up on you on mobilization. But he's a formidable mobilizer. I have said my point number one is for thanks. I asked my team to give me the dignitaries that are here, but they have given me a general list. But I see our close friends here. First and foremost, I want to return to your team. I've already moved a vote of thanks to UCDA, specifically those core agencies of the ministry that have taken up to support this platform. It is very important for us to see you backing us to the last mile. Thank you so much, UCDA. Thank you so much, Uganda prisons. And the visibility of Uganda prisons is very conspicuous. I also got a very poor grade in English. I wish I could switch to Runyankore. But thank you, the prisons. I want to thank the DDA as well. They have been entertaining the young people here. And then our team from NADS, we thank you for all. I want to make a request at this stage, Honorable Minister. In the next one, kindly use your whip such that every agent is here. This is very important for the nation, because a nation that has no committed young children, it cannot exist tomorrow. So I do believe in Vision 2040, the African continent Vision 2063 is in line with even the National Resistance Movement agenda. Please, let all government agencies embrace this particular platform, because I have termed it the National Agriculture Education Transformation Platform. National Agriculture Education Transformation Platform. In Africa, they say, when we see, when we hear, we forget. When we see, we remember. But I have testimonies. From one of the schools here, I have seen, for instance, the Maryhill girls, they say they returned back because of what they learned in the first one. And we have seen a lot of improvement. And, fortunately, you are very energetic. You reached all the corners of the show, but not all the schools. So I want to tell you, besides calling it the National Agriculture Educational Transformation Platform, it is youth, inspiring youth in agribusiness and agriculture platform. And because of this, we are The young people who are, those of you who listen to the poem, their poem mentioned the key elements of what this platform is supposed to cure. Number one, skills. Without skills, the head of state calls it, in Nkore we call it emyoga. Skills are emyoga. Skills. Without skill, you can't make anything. Making anything is actually employment as long as it pays. So you need the skills first, employment second, wealth third, and the poverty will go through the window. So, and through employment you gain experience. The young lady mentioned lack of land, lack of finance. All these are very critical, affecting the young people in this era. But more importantly is their attitude and interest in the skill. Now, our economy employs 80%. That is the economy, the agricultural sector employs more than 80%. Actually, even the industries, more than 80% are agriculture based. So it is rather, now let me address to you as both the head of government business, but also as a minister. I don't know, I said if I break protocol, you forgive me. But now you are going to report to the First Lady. She has the ear to the President, the head of state, the fountain of honor. I know he has initiated skilling hubs across the country. They are skewed in a number of things, not so much in agriculture. I like the speech of the mayor. Thank you very much. I don't know why you came in group in the time, but I like that speech very much. We need to turn this ground a skilling hub for agriculture sector. And the young people you have witnessed, they have the mental capability to deliver and inspire fellow young people. We didn't need a great number of other exhibitors, but the young people inspiring fellow young people. Now, in that case, through you, and I know you have been supporting us, my team can testify, would like to request you, first, of course we need resource allocation. We could have had fisheries over there, the 18 curriculum, there are 18, 20. There are 20 occupations, from rabbitry to dairy to, we can have permanent exhibitions here in which I will recognize the director of DTI, is that right? Is he here? Please, the director of DTI. DIT, sorry. Now, what do you expect from a cattle keeper here? When he gets, it's like you get the fish. When you get fish out of water, what do you expect? So, DIT, I would like to request that we can enter into an understanding in which this facility, in liaison with the request of the mayor, whereby, especially within the eastern region, a 3 months course, 4 months, 6 months course skilling, we are pumping out skilled, certifiable kids from this place, ready to become, right Honorable Prime Minister, we are importing farm managers from Kenya. Farm managers, I have a farm, but when you see our skilling here and all the like, most of the big farms are importing, yet we have a facility here whereby everything can be trained here. So I am requesting that my team, we can put together the documentation in which we structure this place. It doesn't take away our regular show, but we have poultry training, rabbit training, fisheries, all is pumping out skilled people going to create, not just simply. The children you are talking to, they are looking for a way of scaling their activities. They are not looking actually for, they already have the knowledge, the ideas. It's a question of commercialization of those ideas. And I am an economist when I'm at the farm. When I'm not at the farm, in economics we say people respond to incentives. Now, Honorable Prime Minister, so I am suggesting the following. Let this be the National Agriculture and Agribusiness Educational Transformation Program. We, the farmers, therefore we are inviting the entire country, your ministry, the Ministry of Education, and the national and international partners to join hands on this platform and transform agriculture, agribusiness in the country, and lead by example for all African countries and countries of the world. I do not know where in the world actually where there is a specific, especially in Africa, a hub. We call it, you can call it a hub, you can call it an incubation center.
And the Minister of Education. I would like also to convey the apology of the Right Honourable Prime Minister, because the Right Honourable Prime Minister was supposed to be with us here. But so many commitments came up in the course of the day, and she ended up not making it. However, she has also expressed commitment to ensuring that she coordinates the ministries involved in this for a better show in the subsequent years. Allow me, before I go into the depths of my remarks, to first of all congratulate the leadership of the Uganda National Farmers Federation, led by none other than the president who is next to me here, for one, coming up with the idea of a national education, a national agriculture education show. They are the ones that came up with the idea last year, and they approached the Minister of Education. So I congratulate them. But I also congratulate the Minister of Education for having taken up the idea, and they came and linked up with the Minister of Agriculture and Industry and Fisheries, who are the mother ministry for the Uganda Farmers Federation. And that kind of conversation resulted in the birth of what we are doing here today. So I congratulate the three institutions. Secondly, I thank them for all that they've put in to ensure that this show is a success, and most especially for making the show for this year more successful than the previous one. I have observed some, but also have been informed that the turnout is good. I arrived here before 10 o'clock, and I took off time to visit the stores. I was not able to visit all the stores, but I've been informed that we have universities, 4 of them. And we have exhibitions of the faculties of agriculture on top of the exhibition by the universities. The faculties of agriculture for Chambogo University and for Sitema University also came up with their own exhibition. I've also been informed that 2 agricultural colleges have come as exhibitors. We have Mukarasa Agricultural College and Chigeza Agricultural College. I must mention these two specifically. Also, 4 farm schools are here, 7 technical colleges are here. We have agriculture incubation centers and institutions participating. We have research development institutions participating, UN agencies, multilateral and regional banks. We have foreign missions and development agencies represented here, particularly USAID. We have core government agencies, and you allow me to mention this. The Uganda Coffee Development Authority, the Dairy Development Authority, NADS, NARO, the National Agriculture and Agriculture Resource Center and Data Bank and Agric, Uganda Prisons. So we thank those agencies. We also have MDS ministries that are represented here. We also have the young Emikemito, the younger forest, the younger farmers, primary schools. We have primary schools here exhibiting, and then the secondary schools are many secondary schools. I came up, I saw a secondary school from Kotido, I saw one from Melilla, I saw from Teso, I saw from Western Uganda, Ntare and others, and then very many of them from this sub-region that is hosting us. Then we have other players. For example, we have seed companies and other companies that are involved in agriculture, NGOs, private entities, and so on and so forth. In brief, what I'm saying is that we are pleased about the turnout, and we thank those that have exhibited, those that have come to exhibit. We thank you most sincerely. But we also thank those that have come to learn, the younger people, the students. We have seen, I've been informed that hundreds and hundreds of schools have confirmed that they will be coming in the course of the week, because we shall have this show going on until Saturday. Now, the theme for this year is empowering young Ugandan agripreneurs. Empowering young Ugandan agripreneurs. This theme combines the mandates of the 2 ministries that are involved. It unites the Ministry of Education with the Ministry of Agriculture, MOES and Fisheries, because the Ministry of Education has come up with a new curriculum for the lower secondary schools That is Senior 1, Senior 2, and Senior 3. And under this arrangement, instead of teaching subjects, the Ministry of Education is teaching skills. And I've been informed that they've come up with more than 100 skills that the students can choose from. And among those skills, there are 28 agricultural skills. 28 agricultural skills, including cattle keeping, including rabbit keeping, including crop husbandry, including rabbit keeping, and so on and so forth. Apiary, beekeeping, poultry, among others. Now, I've also learned that apart from teaching these skills to the students, the Ministry of Education has arranged in such a way that the Directorate of Industrial Training comes to the schools, assesses the students in the various skills, and awards them certificates in those skills. So that even if the student does not complete secondary education or go into training for any other skills, they can use this skill for their survival, for their life in the future. To me, this is in line with what we are doing in the Ministry of Agriculture. In the Ministry of Agriculture, we have come up with a program that we are calling Agriculture Mobilization and Education. And this one is targeting the farming community in the country. We want to give them skills that can enable them to produce in the various areas, in the livestock, in the agriculture, in the crop. And this program targeting older people was having a tendency of sidelining the younger people. And we also heard the voices from the younger people, that the younger people learn better when they learn from their fellow young people. This is how we appreciated the concept that the Uganda National Farmers Federation introduced to us and agreed to create this joint platform for the younger people. Now, moving forward, we want to strengthen this platform. We want to work jointly, the Ministry of Education and Sports, together with the Ministry of Agriculture and MOES and Fisheries. We want to strengthen the platform. And we have already listened to proposals of strengthening the platform. I've taken note of all the proposals from UNFFE, but also proposals from other people that we have been interacting with. Among these, I can mention a few. I can mention the issue of escalating the arrangement so that instead of leaving it to the technical people, the commissioners, we escalate it to the policymakers. So that the policymakers, if possible, sign a memorandum of understanding spelling out specific areas of cooperation and the responsibilities of each of the parties, among which they include the Ministry of Education issuing a circular to all the education institutions so that all the schools participate in this very, very important activity. But another area where we need to act is a possibility of having regional shows, most especially for these students, because you can imagine, you listen to this. We have a total of 3,700 schools, secondary schools in this country. The primary schools are even more. Primary schools are 20,000 in number. You just imagine all of them converging to one venue here. Look at the practicability of it. So the idea that we should hold these in the sub-regions is a very plausible proposal. We shall look into it. We shall look into it at the ministry. Magazine of 2023, and I believe that this will be published annually or at a regular interval. So I'll take the pleasure to launch it by signing, and then thereafter I will pass on the same copy for other officials to sign. So I hereby sign and therefore hereby.
Yes, NARO has a wholesome package that can be applied for sustainable agricultural production in this country. First of all, NARO has demonstrated a number of technologies that are resilient to different production constraints, from diseases, from pests, from inadequate soil nutrients, and in summary I can say a package of resilient technologies. If you can see across, you can see perennial crops, you can see agroforestry technologies, you can see a whole unit for soil where the primary children are more keen on soil. Soil as a living ecosystem for nourishing the crops. So the children should understand that for us to go into very sustainable agriculture, the way how we should treat the soil, how we should nourish the soil, how we should control it from all other degrading factors, we have taken them through. On the other side, we have agroforestry technologies, we have livestock technologies, we have technologies under coffee, one of the key commodities for the country driving the growth in the agricultural sector, also displayed across. So basically what we want to educate the children is that whereas the theme for this is empowering the youth in agribusiness, but we want also in holistically sustainable agricultural production and productivity. The various enterprises in agriculture that the youth can engage in, how to produce technologies that enhance productivity, including the varieties, including the production practices. So this is the reach of the values that we have given to the youth. When you see all this across, these are dryland legumes on my right, the peanuts and the sunflower, these are, and simsim, those are oilseed crops that are very important. We have cotton, because NARO produces technologies for fiber, which feed to textile, and the children should be able to understand. We have beans on that side. Those are nutrient-enhanced bean varieties that can be used by the conventional industries for processing. So when we see here, this is a package from which anybody can develop so many agro-industry enterprises, agro-processing enterprises from within the display we have here. I'm overwhelmed by the students because we have been able to cater for children for primary, and then the students for secondary and those for university to be able to learn, and those even in tertiary institutions to be able to learn and also get informed of technologies available that when you finish school, they can easily be able to pick and employ it. We have been working in partnership with most of the universities hosting faculties of agriculture, including both public and private. We are in advanced stages of having an MOU with the Directorate of Industrial Training, so that, for example, I've forgotten, we have a unit for fisheries down there with the sowing both fisheries and aquaculture that can be, the children can be skilled in school and be able, by the time they are leaving school, they could be having certificates in the different enterprises, including mushroom production, vegetable production, and really all the aspects of agriculture are always we research on. So the core business of NARO is research and development in all aspects of agriculture, and this is what the menu that we have shown to the children from different stages of education. And we hope that with the free primary education, free universal education, and these numerous universities coming up, the population will be educated. One way that enhances technology adoption is education. So if we have an educated population which is able to adopt technology, new technologies, and use them efficiently, then that's when we will be able to be sustainable in a sustainable middle income status. I'm Dr. Sadiq Kasim. I am the Deputy Director General in charge of Agricultural Technology Promotion. Today I'm representing the Director General NARO, Dr. Yona Bagoma. Yes, so in case you want
fainted.
You want the khakis?
Let me take some juice.
We had to go there, doctor insisted we had to go to be with him at the opening. And those who are coming.
The minister?
Yeah, he didn't finish all. So we are exhibiting also cross-cutting issues like urban farming, soils. And we have them being exhibited around here. My name?
Louder.
Emily Arayo is my name. I work with the National Agriculture Research Organization, and coming to this Agricultural Education Show 2023, we are exhibiting a lot of technologies from the different research institutes that we have, but we are also exhibiting cross-cutting technologies, and one of them is the soil science. We've come to appreciate that there's a lot of ignorance about soils. Children don't even know the different categories of soil, and yet soil is the background on which most of the crops are grown. All of the crops are grown in Uganda. And so also bringing the realization of the fact that our soils are getting depleted of nutrients. We are beginning to showcase various technologies of soil fertility enhancement to increase the nutritional profile of the soils, so that the food we grow on these soils are nutritious for us to consume. Previously, we had the notion that, well, Uganda is gifted by nature, and so everything that you'd put in the soils in any part of the country would sprout and you'd get a harvest. But that trajectory is changing. We are beginning to see a lot of leaching, erosion, and also accompanied with the climate change vagaries. We need to pay attention to soils now. For you to get a good yield, however good your seed could be, however exotic your variety could be, if the soils are not attended to well, you may not get the anticipated yield that you planned to find. So we are really getting that to the learners, but we are also going to carry the same message to the farmers when we come back for the agriculture show in August, because soil is actually the backbone of agriculture.
Yes, you're welcome. This is the National Agricultural Research Laboratory, Kawanda, where we are doing research on soil and water management, knowing that soil is one of the key factors that we always consider in our production. So which means if we don't take care of our soils, okay, then our production definitely will be low. Then the issues of food insecurity can set in. But for your level, we are just trying to demonstrate for you some few things and what we need to do. I know in your school, in your class, you have been learning of what? Of loam soil, you have been learning of clay soil, and you have been learning of sand soil. Okay? And you know that for you, you always say that the soil which is good for production is loam soil, because it has humus, it has good drainage and sand. Okay, because it's very hard for you to find what? Loam soil, because loam soil is a soil which has sand, which has silt, and which has clay, but they are having a good proportion. That's why it's called what? Loam soil. In loam soil, it has good water holding capacity. It keeps nutrients in the soil. The water will not drain very fast. And that is very good for what? For plants. But when the soil is
So I don't want to break out. You don't have to complain that you don't have back. Some of you think maybe they are old, but different from animals also can be planted the way they plant for human beings. You can plant just for animals the way you plant things. But also animals. Discussing the make of food for animals is going to appear in the animals also do what to make.
Can you listen? Hello, we are now in one grade class.
Hello, your question.
Yes, listen carefully.
It's a small, very small place. Sometimes we need a microscope to attack the leaf, and then it's so small that it looks like
This one is the smallest. This one is 3,500. In this small unit, if you have gone to Massachusetts, then you are but when you go and you become like okay, here I can say bye to you guys.
The critical visitors to the trunk of the cage to prevent fish from what arise from
is in the lungfish family. Then we have this one. This one, no, this is the lungfish. Yes. The one they have told you that it has breasts. Eh? Now what they are meaning, these are fins. You see this one and this one. This one and this one. Now those are not breasts. They are just fins. Have you ever seen this fish? Now, have you ever heard of Nkolongo?
Yes.
Now this is one of the types of the squawkers. They are called squawkers. But in science, we normally call them cynodontis. Cynodontis. So, now some of these species, they are different types. Have you ever, are you from Lake Victoria? Victoria, yes, Victoria Nile. Have you ever come to Nafili? We compare with this. Now, this one was caught in 2021, very soon. Then this one was caught in 2017. No, actually 2000. In 2000. How many years are those? 23. So now it means when we are training our fishermen, we tell them these fish were caught in deeper waters, what we call the offshore. But nowadays, our people normally fish in shore. You normally see the lights at night just here, which means they are trying to get these fish from where they are breeding from. But we advise if they want to do the fishing of this fish, they have to go deep in the lake there. All the fish most of the fishes, they normally produce when they are around the shores. So that's why we don't normally advise fishermen to fish around where fish breeds from. Because at one point, if we keep killing young ones, then we shall kill a certain generation of the fish.
Thank you.